Angel Reese has put out footage of her working out in the gym. It's just a few seconds, like 9 seconds. Now, remember, Angel Reese has said to us that people are not just watching basketball for one player. They're watching because of me, too.
Well, Angel Reese hurried to post a quick video of a chaotic 9 seconds of gym chaos. The Indiana Fever took a different approach, quietly releasing full workout footage of Caitlin Clark and their newly drafted rookies. And we're not talking about a couple of sloppy moves thrown together for the camera. We're talking about crisp ball handling, smooth transitions, sharp teamwork, and real game time focus, all happening within just 48 hours of joining the team. One group is clearly chasing clout with jittery footage. The other is putting in real, gritty work to build lasting chemistry. Spotting the difference doesn't even require a second glance.
So the Indiana Fever lads just released workout footage of their rookies. They finally have released footage of their rookies playing.
The real question is, when you have one player locked in on building something special and another more obsessed with curating an image for the cameras, who would you bet your future on? Don't rush to answer, because what you're about to see next is going to make the answer painfully obvious. If you're excited about the Fever this season, comment "I've got the Fever" down below. Let's go.
One person to beat. Tough.
Okay, that's all we get to see. 9 seconds. And in these 9 seconds, we can see that there's some work to be done.
When Angel Reese posted her short 10-second clip, what stood out was the lack of real substance, a few limp shots, some awkward footwork, and a total absence of competitive fire. Honestly, the entire clip looked more like a last-minute attempt to generate clicks than any real training session. It screamed photo op workout.
Angel Reese, nothing but net. Let's get it. Bang! She finally did it. She shot enough bricks that she was able to build her very first home. Congratulations, all by age 22. Bang! Take a look back brick by brick and how we got here. The jab that no one falls for. Bang! How about the pick and pop where none of them drop? What is she gonna do? Shoot another long two? Bang! I'm gonna teach a class on where to shoot the basketball from, and you will learn not to shoot from here on day 1, okay?
Meanwhile, the Indiana Fever made a different kind of statement. Their full practice footage featuring Caitlin Clark alongside rookies Michaela Timpson, Bree Hall, and Ivonim showed what real preparation looks like: sharp ball movement, high IQ passing, tight defensive rotations. These rookies didn't just show up, they locked in immediately. Caitlin's court vision looked as crisp as ever, threading passes into tight windows and setting the tempo for the team. No flashy filters needed, just real basketball being played at a high level.
Let's just take a look at the hour workout right here. Let's take a look at the workout. So you've got Aaliyah Boston immediately going and talking with Michaela Timpson. Immediately. And there is Yvonne Ejim and Bree Hall. So the three of them are here. So running the pick and roll, which hopefully they do run a bit of. Ejim, open layup. Okay, Bree Hall with some post work. Spot up shooting. In fairness, that is what Bree Hall, if she does make the team, is going to do. Oh, did we just see that? Obviously there is the pick and roll, but did we just see the athletic Michaela Timpson? She just caught a lob. She's out here catching lobs in this workout footage.
The contrast couldn't be starker. Angel chasing viral moments Caitlin, and the Fever building toward banners. Angel can dominate Twitter. Caitlin's focused on dominating the league. It only took a few seconds of Angel Reese's footage to highlight a massive problem. She's not getting the serious coaching she needs to succeed at the pro level. Instead of fixing glaring mechanical flaws, she's surrounded by yes men offering hollow praise while ignoring the fundamentals she desperately needs to correct.
What you're doing in your workout is important, but I gotta say this: who's working with you is also important. I don't know who the young man is working with Angel. I don't know if he's a part of the Sky organization or not. My guess is he's not. My hope is he's not, because there are things that need to be corrected, and instead I'm hearing him give like the nod, giving the praise to what she's doing.
This is how you create a social media brand that crumbles the moment real competition begins. Real players don't need applause for every dribble. They need blunt, relentless coaching. Angel isn't being prepared to thrive against WNBA defenses. She's being polished to stay popular online, and when the real games start, when image and hype no longer protect you, will Angel survive the jump, or will she fold under the pressure?
You hear the guy say, tough, when she puts up a shot, makes the shot, tough. That's, his way of saying, that's hot, that's right on, that's knocking it down, that's the way to do it. Whatever you want to say in the way of praise. But he really needs to be correcting Angel's form.
Over at the Indiana Fever camp, the difference is night and day. Practices are deliberate and detail-driven. Every pick and roll is executed with purpose. Every fast break handled with care. Yvonne Edgum was finishing strong at the rim, Bree Hall was working on her mid-range and spot-up threes, and Michaela Timpson looked fearless catching lobs with authority like a seasoned pro. Every drill, every rep had intention behind it. Players weren't just going through the motions. They were grinding toward a goal.
There by Bree Hall. Again, near 40% shooter. She's catching lobs. Pull-up midi from Yvonne Edgum. Bree Hall to the basket, but yeah. So Caitlin Clark working. Are they all working as rollers? You never know. Maybe some guard-to-guard screen roll actions are going to be happening.
Meanwhile, back in Angel's world, we see a few scattered jump shots in an empty gym with no coach, no corrections, and no urgency. One side is methodically preparing for greatness. The other is scrambling for Instagram highlights. The difference is already showing, and the season hasn't even started yet.
Okay, so I want you to just take a look at her form. I'm going to go back just a little bit. All right, so this arm here, this is her left arm. I'm right-handed, so when I demonstrate something, it's going to be the opposite for me because I'm right-handed. But you can see this arm right here is pretty good. The shooting arm, which would be her left arm, I always say it's kind of like a waiter carrying a tray. The off arm, which is really supposed to guide the other one, is a problem. As you can see, it totally covers her face. It's crossed over her face, which is odd.
Then there's Angel's shooting form. It's bad, really bad. Any coach worth their salt would correct it immediately. Her offhand crosses over her face like she's dabbing mid-shot. Her follow-through is off balance. Her elbow flares wildly out, and her wrist snaps inward instead of following the ball. If you're wondering why her shots clank off the rim so often, this right here is your answer.
And then her palm is facing her on the inside, which is kind of weird. I don't know how you do that. So it's crossed over her face, over her eyes, as you can see. And this is here, and it's like this on the ball. Like I said, it's the reverse because she's left-handed. But it's just an odd way to shoot the basketball with her elbow all the way out here.
At the WNBA level, these details matter. Tiny flaws mean the difference between making a shot and breaking it badly. Angel Reese isn't being held accountable for these mistakes, and that's a ticking time bomb waiting to explode once she faces real defenses. Who won't care how many Instagram followers she has? Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's technique looks automatic. Watch her catch a pass. Clean, crisp, no wasted motion. She doesn't even think it's instinctive. The result of thousands of hours of real practice, not curated for a camera, not edited for likes. Every action on the floor flows naturally, built from pure repetition and dedication. She doesn't need the theatrics. Her fundamentals are flawless enough to do the talking.
Michaela Timpson still goes up and grabs. There's another defender there. You know what? Never doubt the real point guard. Never doubt that. If you're throwing it too much towards the left hand, there is another defender coming in here. So never doubt Caitlin Clark. That's bad by me. But a good catch. A very, very good catch. Getting it down, bunting it back up. A very solid catch.
When you see Caitlin at work, you recognize the product of genuine greatness, precision, fluidity, and mastery. Compare that to shaky, staged gym sessions where the main goal is a viral post instead of a perfect shot, and the difference is staggering. At the end of the day, it's simple. One player is chasing a moment, the other is chasing a dynasty. One is building an image, The other is building a legacy.
The new Angel Reese McDonald's commercial where she goes nothing but net. No, that commercial took weeks to make, man. Cause bang! McDonald's be trolling me at this point, cause this is everything but net. Bang! Again! No, why? What is she doing?
I hear what none of y'all say. She's my favorite hooper. Look at this soft touch. It's like a pillow.
Bang! You know that Caitlin Clark was more likely to make a three-pointer than Angel Reese was to make a layup? Yeah, that's a real stat. Bang! Just kidding, but it's close though. Last time, 3-ball, butter pecan. Bang!
The Indiana Fever aren't here to flex on social media. They're here to win games, and they're putting in the real work needed to make it happen. Caitlin Clark and the new rookies are laying a solid foundation that can withstand the brutal demands of a WNBA season. Angel Reese, she might be racking up likes now, but when the season gets serious, hashtags won't save you.
I will say, it's good to see them working out. You got Aaliyah Boston giving advice to Michaela Timpson. I would assume Michaela Timpson's going to make this team. I would very much assume Timpson's going to make it because she is a rim runner. She's a rim runner with super FSU, who weren't bad. Like, I know, obviously, FSU weren't great with Tania Latson leaving, but they weren't bad at all. They really weren't. And you're looking at, again, footage with them run the pick and roll. I like that. I like the slip pass from Caitlin. I do like that.
No need for flashy theatrics. Here, the Indiana Fever rookies are showing exactly what it takes to make it in the pros. Quiet, relentless work, and laser-sharp focus. Aaliyah Boston, who's already emerging as one of the franchise's leaders, has stepped into a mentoring role, giving valuable tips to Michaela Timpson, and Michaela isn't just standing there nodding. She's applying those lessons immediately, flying up and down the court with purpose, showing smart rim runs and serious efficiency. No stage highlights, no fake glamour, just real athletes building real careers one tough practice at a time. Meanwhile, while certain other players seem more focused on social media clout, the Fever are grinding it out in silence, constructing something real, and at the end of the day, it's not the clicks or the filters that matter. It's this hard work that will decide who thrives and who quietly fades after a year.
And to be fair, that is a good catch. That is a real good catch. But again, not saying too much about that. Being able to catch that on balance and go and finish, we'll take that. We'll take that from Michaela Timpson. We will take good hands, the ability to run, and some athleticism. That's all we need.
Michaela Timpson, we will take good hands, the ability to run, and some athleticism. That's all we need. Michaela Timpson doesn't need gimmicks to catch anyone's eye. Just a simple, clean play shows her value. Catching the ball in stride, maintaining balance, and finishing with strength. These basics are exactly what coaches look for in a professional rookie. Michaela checks every box without needing to put on a show. Strong, sure hands, and quick, decisive cuts. Real athletic ability. These are the traits that get you minutes in the WNBA. Now compare that to Angel Reese. Her movements look clumsy, her control shaky, her fundamentals barely holding up.
Now here, she catches the pass, and then she shoots the basketball. Let me back it up. She's still shooting too low. So she drags that foot. It's interesting how she drags that foot. She does that a lot. Anyway, she drags the foot, and then she has the ball. It's too low. It's too low here. This offhand still looks a little odd the way it is, but continuing. Now I want you to look at this, how different this looks from this. We've talked about this before. Your wrists should not be crossing.
In a hyper-competitive league like the WNBA, energy alone isn't enough. Players have to channel that energy with control and skill. That's why seeing an energetic player like Celeste Taylor overlooked last year was frustrating. It felt like a real waste of potential. Christy Sid's old system prioritized slow, methodical play, pounding the ball into the paint instead of unleashing athleticism and speed. But those days seem to be over now with a revamped game plan brewing. Dynamic athletes like Michaela Timpson, who mix agility with real explosiveness, are finally going to have the runway to shine because in today's game, it's the versatile, fast-paced players who don't just survive. they define the future.
We need defense. Defense, good hands, and like running. That's all we need. That's all we need out of the power forward. But yeah, it's good to see again the rookies are in there.
At the elite level, technique has to hold up not just when you're fresh, but when you're exhausted and under fire. It's easy to look polished when you're at 100%, but real greatness shows up when your legs are gone and the clock's ticking down. That's why athletes like Caitlin Clark and Michaela Timpson focus so much on hammering fundamentals into instinct. Every movement must be second nature, especially when the pressure mounts. Angel Reese, she's carrying too many loose habits, and that's going to haunt her. Her form and mechanics might pass in controlled settings, but the moment fatigue kicks in during real WNBA games, those flaws will be exposed. Sloppy mechanics don't just miss shots, they destroy your entire game under pressure. Players like Caitlin and Michaela survive because their skills are battle-tested. Angel, right now she's playing on borrowed time.
No one even guards her. Come on! Don't disrespect her. Of course they guard her in the paint when she's playing volleyball. Look at that! Bang! Of course they're gonna guard her in the paint when she's playing ping pong with the backboard. Not gonna let her have all the fun. Bang! Of course they're gonna guard her when she's flopping like a fish out of the water. Give her oxygen, man! Bang! And of course they're gonna try to guard her in the paint when she's stat batting for her own double-doubles. Am I right? Bang! The commenter may be right. There are situations where, and indeed, you may not have to guard her at all.
Angel Reese's awkward crossed-arm shooting form is more than just a small technical issue. It's a massive red flag. Shooting is about precision, and if you start with a broken base, no amount of practice reps can save you when things get tough. When fatigue sets in, even players with textbook form struggle to maintain consistency. If your foundation is already unstable, it's game over when the real pressure starts.
Paint you must, because you will look like the defensive player of the year against her every single time. Bang! Here we go, Exhibit A, long two on her own island. Bang! Don't guard her. Hand down, man down, butter pecan. Bang! Call her jump shot Chernobyl because you can't go anywhere near it. Bang! It's radioactive, radioactive. Bang! Watch possessions like this, and I think maybe, in fact, you don't need to guard her at all. Hopscotch in the paint? That's crazy.
Building range without a solid shooting base is like stacking a skyscraper on quicksand. It might look fine in perfect conditions, but the first sign of stress, and it collapses. Angel can spend endless hours filming fancy gym sessions, but in the WNBA, no one's handing out trophies for who posted the most workout reels. They'll be watching to see who's still hitting shots when the lungs are burning and every possession matters, and right now it doesn't look good.
Reese is now quoted as saying, "I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we're watching women's basketball is not just because of one person." She refuses to say Caitlin Clark's name. "It's because of me too, and I want you to realize that."
If you want to label yourself a high-level athlete, every second you post online becomes an audition. No one forces you to put out videos, but when you do, your flaws go on full display too. Technique is brutally honest. It doesn't lie, and it doesn't flatter. Every weak shot, every sloppy pivot, and every missed correction shows itself clearly to those who know what to look for. Angel Reese might grab headlines with her popularity and personality, but at the professional level, it's discipline, fundamentals, and relentless attention to detail that make careers, and eventually all those missing pieces will catch up. The bright lights and social media buzz can only hide poor form and shaky fundamentals for so long before the reality of elite competition exposes everything.
Sorry, young lady. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody would be watching the WNBA additionally for you. This is all about Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is bringing the money to the game, the planes to the game, the TV viewership. The WNBA is on fire because of Caitlin Clark.
At Indiana Fever practices, you can already see the sharp divide. Caitlin Clark isn't relying on curated footage or viral moments. Her fundamentals are speaking for her. Michaela Timpson is showing that she's not just athletic. She's technically sound, coachable, and ready to contribute. These players aren't chasing fleeting fame. They're building real, lasting impact, And when the real season begins, when every possession is a battle and every mistake has a price, it'll be the athletes who put in the quiet, thankless work who rise. The ones who chose building over branding, the ones who stayed in the gym long after the cameras stopped rolling, the ones like Caitlin Clark and Indiana's new rookies, ready to leave a real legacy, not just a trending hashtag. If you're excited about the Fever this season, comment "I've got the Fever" down below. Let's go! Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.